Mr. Secretary, let me start by saying that you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing because the American people understand that too big to fail is the right size to regulate. Some things bear repeating. Too big to fail is the right size to regulate. And I'm concerned about a moral hazard as well. I'm concerned about the moral hazard associated with what Dr. King called the paralysis of analysis of paralysis. And I'm concerned about the notion that we may analyze to the point that we may become paralyzed. I think that we have to consider what happened with long-term capital. Long-term capital was a clear indication that we needed to do something. But the paralysis of analysis prevented us from taking the action that would have prevented AIG. AIG is, if you will, a prodigy of long-term capital. And if we had taken corrective action with long-term capital, and I remember when the chairman had us, when we were at a hearing concerning long-term capital, and I remember one of the comments that I made was that before there was a long-term capital, there was no long-term capital, because there were many people who wanted to convince us that long-term capital was an aberration, that it was not something that could happen again, that systems were in place, that we didn't need regulation. Well, I'm here to tell you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Secretary, in a metaphorical sense, the foxes have raided the AIG henhouse. And the foxes don't want us to secure the henhouse. Now, I know a fox when I see one, and I want to let you know that there are no foxes in this room. No foxes in the room. But the foxes that exist don't want us to secure this henhouse. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Secretary, I'm elevating you to a lofty position, I assume. But, Mr. Secretary, it's our job to secure the AIG henhouses of the world. We cannot allow the financial order to become disrupted when we had within our power to make a difference, and we did not. It is time for us to act. Don't allow the moral hazard associated with the paralysis of analysis to prevent us from acting. More specifically, when it comes to these hedge funds, many of the employees are owners of the hedge funds. How are they acting in the best interest of persons who are non-employees who have an interest in the hedge funds when they have to take actions with regard to the hedge funds? We've got to deal with that. Many of these hedge funds have pensions in them. Hedge funds were designed for sophisticated investors. Many people who have their monies in pensions are not sophisticated investors. I'm not sure that they understand in toto what it means to have their monies associated with a hedge fund. We've got to make some decisions about how pensions are going to be a part of hedge funds such that they are safe and secure. And again, I want it done such that we don't allow the paralysis of analysis to prevent us from acting. Finally, I share this with you, Mr. Secretary. When we have this opportunity to make a difference, there will be naysayers. We need naysayers. There is safety in the counsel of the multitudes. The naysayers are a part of the multitudes. But we cannot allow the naysayers to prevent us from doing what we know is the right thing for the American people, and what the American people know is the right thing for this country. Mr. Secretary, I salute you for what you're doing. God bless you, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Mr. Secretary, do you have any response?
Well, I do want to score. We have a moment of opportunity now, and we don't want to waste this opportunity. And I do think that it is, we need to act. But this is a complicated set of questions. We're going to do it carefully, but we need to move.